So today, we're gonna use your little mini band today. Hopefully you have that close by. We're gonna use that a little bit today. But we'll go ahead and get started with our mindfulness to start off with. So go ahead and find a comfortable position, sit nice and tall in your chair, find a tall spine, good posture. Hands can be on your thighs, palm up or palm down, up to you, and then close your eyes and just start to notice your breath. Noticing the movement of the breath. So we're trying to take our outward focus and bring it a little more inward, bringing us to the present so that we can experience what's happening right now and not worry about what happened before this and what's going to happen after. So if you notice your mind start to wander, then bring your awareness back to the breath. See if you can expand through the lower belly as you inhale, and then gently release the air as you exhale. Slowly lengthening the breath, allowing every exhale to release any tension from the day. And maybe now is a good time to notice if you're holding any tension anywhere, just becoming more aware of it. Just a few more long breaths. Bring our hands together at our hearts. And then release your hands and open your eyes. All right. Let's just move through the hands a little bit. Moving the wrists. Go the other way. I don't know about you guys, but my home desk setup has caused some repetitive strain. My hands. Okay, open and close. Probably because I'm not used to being at my desk for that length of time. Okay, relax. Let's just shake the fingers out. I ordered one of those ergonomic keyboards and mouse. Okay, let's go ahead and scoot forward on our chair. And what it does is it puts your hands, instead of being flat down like this, it rotates them, externally rotates from the wrist so it's less strain. And it's helped so far, I have to say. Okay, so let's...
I have one of those.
Yeah, and I ordered it through the system. So let's do it. Go ahead and do one foot, rotate, ankles. Then go the other way. Let's point and flex. And spread the toes really wide and then curl. So a couple more of those. And then switch legs or feet, I guess. Rotate the other way. And then point and flex. Then spread the toes really wide and curl. Okay, so we're going to practice using our toes a little bit here. So I know I have to kind of look at my feet when I do this, but let's push down our big toes and then see if you can lift all your other 8 toes. Okay? I have to like look at them to tell them what to do, but then, you know, maybe practice doing it away. So now we're going to do the opposite. See if you can push down all of your little toes and just lift your big toes. And I'm impressed if you can do this without looking at your feet. Okay, let's do it again. Push down big toes, lift up all your little toes. And then switch it up. Push down little toes, lift up big toes. I know, it's so awkward. Okay, now shake your feet out. Shake out the ankles. All right, let's sit nice and tall and ear to shoulder. Ear to shoulder. And then chin to chest, up and down. Okay, we're going to see if we can get our muscles in the front and the back of our neck to release. So take your hands, interlace fingers behind your head, and then push your head back into your hands. And then relax. And let's repeat that again. Push back and relax. And then push back and relax. Okay, and now drop the head back. Do that a couple times. Now we're going to do the opposite direction, forward. This is a little easier with a book or a block, but you can do it with your hands. So you would do it like this with your hands, or you would hold the block against your head. Okay, so spine nice and tall, and then push your head forward and relax. Do that a couple more times, maybe getting a little bit longer each time. This is engaging the muscles in the front of the neck, which is telling the muscles in the back of the neck to release. Last one. And then when you're done, gently drop your head forward. And then maybe some little turns side to side. And bring the head up. Okay. Put your block aside and let's grab our little mini band. If you just have one, use that. If you have more than one, I'd use medium or heavy resistance. I think I got this. I'll have to see if I can find more of these. I got this bag of them from the Intermountain Park City Live Well Center. It's got like 4 or 5 in there. It's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna put the band up around, all the way up above your knees. This is kind of hard to do sitting for me anyway, without it getting all wrapped up. Oh, this says it's medium. I thought it was heavy. I guess I'm a sissy today. Okay. So we are going to practice doing some squatting and some hinging using our chair first. But remember how when we put the band around our knees, we have to push out and it activates our glute medius, which tends to forget its job all the time. It gets kind of lazy. So take your feet, and your feet need to be like hip width to shoulder width apart. Okay, and we're pushing out on the band. All right, now, you can either hold on with your chip to your chair if you need a little extra help, or ideally arms in the air. Other option would be hands on shoulders if you have limited mobility in your shoulders or your upper spine. So 3 options, okay? So you pick your arm option. We're gonna lean forward, press into both feet, okay? Push down through your heels, stand up. Okay, then we drop our hands, squat down, but actually it's more of a hinge, so we're not dropping our butt yet. Okay, reaching down and then reach back, grab your chair and sit back. You thought I was gonna make you do that without holding on, didn't you? Okay, arms up. We stand up. Drop the hands, push your hips back. Okay, push your hips back, hinge, your knees are a little bit bent, then reach back and sit back. Okay, if you feel comfortable now that you know where your chair is in space, you can not reach back if you want. Okay, we're gonna repeat, arms up, stand up, drop your hands, hinge forward, push your hips back, and then you can either reach back and sit back or just sit back. Okay, whatever feels safe. Do 3 more of those at your own speed. Remember to push out on that band. On that hinge, your hips go back and look down at the ground when you hinge because we don't want to get a kink in our neck. when you do it. Oh man. This is where you discover if you have one leg that's stronger than the other when you stand up. So pay attention to that. If you are using one leg more than the other, then try and even it out. Well, I think this is number 3 for me. Okay, so let's come up out of the chair. Now you get to try it without the chair if you want. Okay, so if you want to keep using your chair, please feel free to do so, because taking away the chair will give us a greater range of motion. But you only go as far as you feel safe with. So we're going to take feet about shoulder width apart. Okay, reach the arms up. Squat down. Drop your hands. Lift your hips and stand up. Okay, so we reach, squat, drop, lift hips, stand up. One more like that. Reach, squat, drop hands, lift hips, stand up. Okay, move the band down to your ankles. We're gonna do some of our monster walks, because like I said, we should be doing these every day the rest of our lives, even if we don't want to. So feet parallel. I just don't want you like pigeon. No, that's duck-footed. No duck foot. Okay, so we're gonna go parallel. Stand really tall, knees soft, and then big steps side to side. So just do like 5 or 6 steps and then switch direction. And keep doing that until your hips and your glutes start talking to you. And then once they start talking, you just keep going. We want to make them burn. Sometimes it's nice feedback to like put your hands right up on those, your fingers right up on those muscles and be like, wow, they really do work. I do have glute mediuses. That's probably not proper verbiage, but that's okay. Okay, now we're gonna do pigeon-toed. Turn them in. Oh. Now we're feeling them. Keep going. And stop. Okay. While we have the band on, we're gonna do just a little bit more glute work so that we don't have to put it on and off a bunch of times. Saves us time. Nico, lay down. Lay down, buddy. Okay, so feet together, bend the knees a little bit. Nico, go lay down. Okay, we're gonna squat and kick back. Squat and kick. So the leg goes straight back. Keep your core tight. Maybe even put your fingers, dig them into your core and make sure they're working. Sometimes all you gotta do is touch a muscle and then it will wake up and remember what it's supposed to do. Okay, now let's see if we can go faster. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take the band off. We're gonna do some warrior 3, or as I like to call them, teeter-totters. This is one where a chair does come in handy for balance. Now, of course, you don't have to use it. And you can try it with, and then if you feel like your balance is good, you can get rid of it. So we're gonna grab onto the chair and then walk back until your head is between your arms and you can have a flat back, okay? So this is just our measurement. So now all we do is bring yourself back up to standing. So whatever that distance is, Okay, this is now our starting position. So bring the feet together. This is where we want to really zip up our core and engage the core. So lift the left heel, push down through the right leg so we get really strong. We're like a big tree trunk. Okay, bring your hands by your shoulders. Now we're going to start to hinge forward. So left leg starts to lean back as you reach forward. Use your chair as much as you need to. If you feel like you can have just barely any touch on it, do that. If you need to just hold on, that's fine too. Okay, so from here, push through the right leg and start to open the hips up. Turn the left foot open. Now we're going to rotate the hips again. Keep the left leg really high. Keep it high. Now your pelvis points at the ground. And then we stand back up. Okay, that's our teeter-totter. Let's try it again on the same leg. Okay, engage the core. And if you want, you can start hands out in front or hands by your shoulders. Kind of up to you. Push through the ground, lift your left heel. Start to hinge. Now one thing that helps here is if you think about pushing through your left heel. Flex your left foot, push down through the ground on your right heel, but think about pushing into the wall behind you with your left heel. Okay, now open the hips up. Open them wide. Then rotate back to parallel. And stand up. Okay, we're going to do 2 on the other side now. Okay, so we've got to engage through the left leg, right heel lifts, get tall through the spine, and then start to hinge forward, push through the right heel, towards the wall behind you, push through the left heel into the ground. Once you feel stable, then you can rotate the hips. And then bring the hips back to parallel. And gently stand back up. Okay, one more time on this side. Move at your own speed. Here we go. Remember to use your core engagement to give you more stability. Rotate the hips parallel. And stand back up. Okay, good job. We are going to grab our little mini band again for some quick upper body before we go to the floor. We've done these before, so take hands inside and then find a good stable base with your feet. We're going to have palms facing each other and then push out. Okay, so try and push out with equal pressure. Okay, now we're going to take the hands and rotate palms so they face down now. So palms are down, push out. 2 more. Now rotate again, so palms now face up. Okay, here we go. Works the shoulders a little differently each time. Last one. Okay, relax the arms. And we'll put that band aside. We're going to move to the floor for some push-up lowers and then some plank marches. So if you need a little extra padding for your knees, grab your blanket. So actually I think I'll start with plank marches, then we'll go to push-up lowers. So we're going to do wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread the fingers really wide. Take your knees narrow, hip width apart. And then engage your belly. So if you're having trouble engaging your core here, lift up a hand, and just one hand until you feel it really engage, and then try and mimic that. Okay, so we're going to step one leg back. Now the other leg goes back. Now you're in a plank. And then bring one knee forward and other knee forward. Okay, you have 5 or 6 more of those, and alternate which leg you lead with. So whichever leg you lead with, the next one lead with the other leg. The goal here is to keep your hips at the same height and not let your spine move as you do it. And breathe too. I still want you to breathe. Oh, I think we have 1 or 2 more. All right, go ahead, tuck your toes under and then sit back on your heels. This mobilizes the toes, which I know is sometimes uncomfortable. Shake out the wrists after being on those. I know that sometimes that's hard with a lot of weight in the wrists. Okay, all right, we're gonna move into our push-up lowers. So now we've got to find a kneeling plank position. So you're going to take your hands really wide here and then move your knees back until you're in a kneeling plank. Okay, so we don't want hips to sag, we don't want our butt in the air. Okay, straight line from head to knees. And then you're going to lower as slowly as you feel capable of all the way to the ground. Really slowly. And then you relax. And you come up any way you need to, and then you start over. We're going to do 4 or 5 more of those. The key here is to keep your plank, maybe even squeeze your glutes. If you squeeze your glutes and tuck your tailbone, that'll help with your plank stability. And then we go down slowly, and that's your upper body. That's that slow bit. Let's try 1 or 2 more. They get really hard really fast. Okay, all the way on the ground, let's stay on our bellies. Go ahead and put your elbows under your shoulders. Okay, and from here we push away from the ground, pull your shoulders back, and then tuck your tailbone, which should lift your belly a little bit off the floor. Okay, so this is a little bit of extension in the back. And then if you feel okay with it, start to pull your chest forward and look forward a little bit. Let's hold there, another breath. And then lower down. Okay, we're gonna flip over onto one side for a quad stretch. So to get into this one, you just reach up, grab your ankle, and then we want to get our knees together and then bring the ankle behind the hip. Okay, and then if you're not getting much stretch here, then you would pull your knee back. If you're getting enough, then just keep it where you started. We'll hold there a little bit longer. Okay, now take the top leg and bring it forward, grab under your thigh, and pull your knee way up. And then the bottom leg, you're just going to try and bend it and move your knee back. Okay, let's switch sides. Quad on this side. Grab the ankle, then bring the knees together and bring the heel behind the hip. And then if you need more stretch, then you start to pull the top knee back. Keep your belly kind of leaning forward on this. And then we will bring the top leg up and pull the knee towards the chest as you bend the bottom leg. Onto our backs. We're gonna do a teensy bit of core before we do more stretching. So this is gonna be some resisted core. Now we've done the dead bugs in the past with the leg lifts, so we're gonna start there, but we're gonna do a little different. So bring one knee up, engage the lower core as you bring the other knee up, and then put your hands on the tops of your thighs. Anywhere, it doesn't matter where you put them, just put them on the tops of your thighs. It's gonna make it harder the closer they are to your knees, just so you know. So now what we're gonna do is push into your legs and resist. Okay, as you push and resist, try and push your lower ribs, your lower back into the ground. Hold 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, I know it's hard to breathe when we do that, but we're gonna try and hold it a little longer and breathe through it this time. So let's bring these up, engage your core first, plant your hands, and you can adjust the position maybe to see if there's a better spot, and now push into your legs and resist. Keep pushing, push your lower back down, make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we've got one more of those. Let's bring legs up, engage the core, find your neutral spine, and push. Push the lower back down, push the ribs down. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, good job. Those are always harder than I remember. Let's take feet really wide, arms out, and do some windshield wipers side to side. And then bring arms into cactus arms and lower the knees to one side, hold it there, and then turn your head the opposite direction of your knees. Okay, let's switch sides. Knees the other way and turn the head the opposite direction. All right, we are going to go to ankle over knee and then pull the leg up because we did do some hip work today. They could use some stretching. Okay, switch. We're going to finish up with a restorative bridge. So you'll need either a block, a yoga block, or a couple of books, or a rolled up blanket, or even a pillow. Works as well. So go ahead and grab that. You just want to be able to get your hips 3 to 4 inches off the ground. Okay, so from your back, knees bent, feet hip width apart, and then we're going to push feet into the ground, lift hips, and slide your block or pillow or whatever under your hips, right under your sacrum, and then relax your hips. Let's turn palms to face up, and then see if you can roll your shoulders underneath you just a little bit and down away from the ears. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. So as you exhale, see if you can get your belly to really sink towards the floor. You might even get some lengthening in the abdominals and hip flexors as you do that. And as you inhale, really expand the belly towards the sky. So we're accentuating the movement of the breathing in order to get a deeper stretch in some of those abdominals. And it also really feels good on the hips and the lower back. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. Last breath right here. And then press your feet into the ground. Gently lift hips just enough to pull your block or your pillow out. And then slowly roll your spine all the way back to the ground. And then when you're ready, you can roll over and come back up. All right, you guys are all done.